Welcome back to the Talk and Chatter Experience powered by Gasoline Alley Harley Davidson. Today's guest, I've got multiple Australian dirt track champion, Jared Brook. Welcome, mate.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity and coming on here.
No, awesome, mate. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks so much for coming down. Multiple Australian champ doesn't really resonate. That you've got a list a mile long of different achievements. What got you into it?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, really. Yeah. I guess when I was younger, Dad grew up on a farm when he was younger and rode bikes and quads and stuff like that. And when my sister and I were younger, Mum and Dad got my sister and I a quad each and started riding around on them. And then Dad bought an old XR 400, I think it was. Started riding that, and once I saw him riding that, I wanted a dirt bike, and it all started from there.
What sort of age was that at for you?
Well, I think it was probably around 5 or 6 when I started, yeah.
Yeah, right. And you grew up in up Gympie region? Mm-hmm. Did you have like property up there that you practice on or something?
Yeah, Mum and Dad have 12.5 acres up there, so it was enough to ride around on, and we had a few cows and horses and stuff like that. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, awesome. So racing, were you someone that wanted to race a bike as soon as you got on it? Were you just someone that was happy just to cruise around a farm?
I think at the start I was probably just happy to cruise around, and then when I got the Honda 50, I was riding that around for a fair while, and Dad built a little motocross track.
Like a QR50 or something?
CRF.
Oh, CRF50,
yeah.
sorry. Yep.
So, started on that. Dad built a little track, and I guess he started racing through a family friend, got Dad into racing, and I guess once again I saw him racing. I wanted to do that, and my sister and I, we went racing.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Did your dad race like pre you having kids and stuff, or
no? I don't think so. No, he just rode around on the farm. Yeah,
he literally got an XR 400 and then decided to go racing.
Yeah,
wow.
Yep.
And what sort of racing did he do?
We started off doing enduro. Yeah.
And you're in pretty much a home of enduro. Up home,
pretty much, yeah. There's a lot of tracks and trails and stuff you can ride on, and a lot of people in Gympie themselves, they ride in the bush or race enduro and stuff like that. So yeah.
What was the introduction to go into flat track? What got you there?
Well, through the same family friend that got Dad into racing enduro, he actually wanted Dad to do the North Brisbane Cup with him. Back quite a few years ago now, and they did the North Brisbane Cup race on the Saturday night, and then we went racing enduro on the Sunday, and I guess watching Dad race down there, it lit up my eyes, and it's pretty much started from there on.
Damn, that's crazy. That is, like to see what you've achieved like up to now. How old are you?
22.
To up to 22, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
North Brisbane Cup. That was obviously 2-rider. What was it, 20 laps or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it used to be teams event, 20 laps. You do 10 laps each.
Yep. In the kidney section, they do the swap over, wasn't it?
Yeah, they'd swap old hairband over or something like that, and you'd go again.
Because it's not like that anymore, is it?
No, they last year was the single where you did 20 laps individual, and then the year before that was the teams, and then I think the year before that was individual again. So they swap and change every now and then.
Which you got the win last year, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yep. Jack Miller?
Jack Miller, yeah.
Wow, that was pretty crazy to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good race. It was good racing all day, to be honest. Like having Jack there, and it just lifts the sport so much when a guy like him comes along, and they had a great turnout of fans there, and most of them were there to see Jack, but it was great for everybody else that was there too.
What I liked about it, and I was there, I go to North Brisbane Cup each year and other events as well, but it really showed the level of talent that we got here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And especially at the club there at North Brisbane too. Sure. Like when you go away racing titles and stuff like that, a lot of the kids and seniors get on the podium. So it's great, yeah. Yeah,
it's definitely a strong club, and it always has been, hasn't it? Like it's always had a good history of that. So when your dad did it, did you go out the race next weekend, or what happened then? I
think it was a couple of weeks later. We went up to Maryborough, up to Action Park, the dirt track up there, and rode around there, and then it was pretty much Christmas time, and then the year after, I think we started riding at North Brisbane.
And what sort of age are you at this time? Like, what are you riding?
I was on a YZ 85.
So maybe 12, 13,
yeah,
something?
11, 12, I think I was, yeah.
And was that, because traditionally the event before Christmas is a wide bay title, was that a wide bay title, or was that just a club day?
No, it was just their local club day. Yeah.
Good track, eh?
It is good. It's a great track. I wish I had more races up there, to be honest, but
For sure. To see like it in its peak, like I went to an Aussie title in about 2004 there.
Oh, yeah.
So Aussie titles obviously the Wide Bay titles. They had heaps of different stuff there. Queensland Championships. In its peak, in its heyday, that would have been the place to be.
Oh yeah, I was seen a couple of videos of back in like the early '90s or late '90s, and the crowd of people just around the track is unbelievable.
For sure, yeah. The sport was cranking.
Oh yeah.
And were you a natural when you hit dirt track?
Not really, to be honest.
Yep.
I was just riding around because I liked it. I was started, coming last, second last, and then worked my way up to mid pack, and then at the front kind of thing. And but no, it definitely wasn't a natural to start off with.
Wow. So just hard work, just riding.
Yeah, just riding, doing a lot of laps, and just really enjoying it along the way, to be honest. Yeah.
So you, like when you first did, because a lot of people will come from, say, motocross or something, go to dirt track and go, this isn't for me, I don't like this style. Or,
no, they say it's too easy or whatever.
You get that a lot, eh?
You do, yeah. Which is a little annoying because, I mean, in some ways, I guess it is easier than you're not getting smashed doing motocross, but it takes a lot of skill to do dirt track in its own way. So.
Oh, it does, mate. And throttle control, brake control, like some of the control that dirt track guys and girls have is some of the best in the world.
Yeah,
and you look at
crazy.
The elite sport of motorcycle racing being MotoGP, and most of them have got dirt track backgrounds.
Yeah, that's right. You look at Valentino Rossi or Marc Marquez, Valentino, he's got an unreal dirt track at his place.
He's got heaven.
Mark, yeah, that's right. It's awesome.
Yeah, Marc Marquez obviously has got his set up, and they're right into it.
Yeah.
Mate, the other week when we started talking about this show, we were out at Ipswich doing our V-Twin Hooligans race for the first time. And that morning we got 2 weeks in a row riding with you, watching you ride. But that morning was pretty horrendous on track. And we're all sort of sitting there like...
It was.
Oh, man, this is pretty wet. I don't know if I want to take these out here. And you went out and...
Yeah, I didn't even really want to take my bike out there, to be honest.
Man. When you came... and we'll say it, you came off very slowly, but you did.
Yep.
Oh, man, I was packing it. I was like, put this thing in the van.
I was so nervous going out there. It's like, it was just a fun day for me, get to ride around, watch some great racing and do a few laps myself. But, I was so nervous. I was like, I just don't want to fall off. And I was only going slow, compared to what usually go around there, and just laid it down.
Yeah. And as I say, your credential list of the sport compared to all of us guys standing on the side of the track, I was sitting there thinking, man, if he crashes his purpose-built 450 out here and I'm going out here, this is going to be difficult. But it got so good, hey?
Oh, it looked unreal. I wish I'd got to do some more riding. But the great kudos to the club for putting in the effort to continue it and to make it happen, because to be honest, I thought it was going to get cancelled, but no, it's great.
I'm sure you've been to many a dirt track event in the past and seen a track like that, and they probably wouldn't run it.
Yeah, that's right.
So they put the groundwork into it.
Yeah.
So junior career, what happened? You got into there, you had a bit of fun, and then when did you start finding your feet?
Pretty much since I started riding KTMs, I suppose.
What were you on before?
Yamahas on the YZ,
right.
yeah. And then I think I rode them for like a year and a half maybe.
Yep.
And then the local shop just started up in town, Wide Bay Motorcycles in Gympie. And they were getting KTM, and I was lucky enough to Shane there. He helped us out a little bit with a race plan on a KTM, and it all started from there, and then slowly just got better and better riding those, yeah.
What was the KTM at the start?
Just a SX85.
85 SX. Yep. So you started on that and then sort of started to find your feet?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Started getting a little bit better, and then we started travelling a little bit more, like down south and stuff like that, to other tracks. And just getting better and better.
What were some of the other tracks that were on the table then?
Pretty much all the same that are going around now, like Raymond Terrace, Curry, Central Coast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kempsey?
Kempsey, I rode a little bit down there, and Gunnedah out that way. Tamworth, they even have a track down there.
Gunnedah's a good track, eh?
It is. It's unreal.
It's an awesome facility there.
Yeah,
Same
it's
thing.
the best oil track, I reckon.
You reckon it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon. Yeah, I think you'd have to be right. Either there or Kempsey's super fun.
Kempsey's pretty good.
Yeah,
too,
super fun, but very, very compact Kempsey.
That's right.
It's constantly on the
Quite
side.
small.
It is. So, and when did you get your first title? When did that happen?
Probably not until, I think I may have got one when I was on 85, but it wasn't really a title because there wasn't enough numbers.
Yep.
But pretty much when I started on the 150 and 250, I only ever won one Australian title as a junior. So, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Just one?
Just one, yeah.
Which is not just one, but yeah, like to see as a senior come through.
Yeah.
You
It's
added
been
to that
quite
list.
a change.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, my last year as a junior, because you could ride 3 classes when you
Yep.
were that age, 2 on the 250 and 1 on the 150. I got 5 seconds and 1 first out of the
Yeah,
2
nice.
Australian titles we
Where,
had.
where was that?
One was at Cowra in New
Yep.
South Wales. It's an unreal track down there.
Yep. Is
And
it a
then-
deco track as well?
It is a
Yep.
deco track, yeah.
Yep.
It's quite a big track.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was in Townsville, I'm pretty sure.
Who were you? And is that Air? Not Air.
No,
Home Hill.
Woodstock.
Woodstock. Sorry.
Townsville, yeah.
Who were you competing against there? Do you remember?
Kai Thompson is probably the biggest competition.
So Kai Thompson, who we had out there the other
Yeah,
weekend.
that's right. Yep.
Yeah. He's unreal, hey?
He's a great rider, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Now, at some point, did you link up with Paul Caslick to do any coaching or something like that?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Early on, pretty much, when I was only just getting on to the 150, 250, or maybe even a little bit on 85. I can't quite remember, but definitely on the 150 and 250.
Yeah.
He was a big mentor and to the way I ride today, and I guess
Yep.
my attitude towards racing and fitness and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. To be honest, I can't thank him enough for the support that he gave to me and the wisdom over the years. It's
sure.
it's great.
There's so many divided people over Paul Caslick, right? Where someone
Yeah.
might have had a bad run in, someone had a good, whatever, it doesn't
Yep.
matter. But he's dedicated his whole life to that sport.
Oh, completely. He
And-
wears his heart on.
He does.
He wears his heart on his sleeve, and yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, as you say, some people may not always agree with what he says, but he always has people or the sport at
best
heart.
interest in heart.
Oh, for sure.
For sure. And he's dedicated pretty much his whole life to
Yep.
doing it. And
Yep.
I remember being like a real little kid, I would have been probably 6 or 8 years old. And it was him and Chris Watson racing at Ballina where I grew
yeah.
up. And man, it was, there's been no better. And I'm going to make this same thing to come through to now. We've got yourself, Michael Kirkness and Max Whale are 3, right? Michael's a bit old. I think he's my age.
Yeah.
But you guys have put it out there as in the skill set pretty much the same. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It's a big call.
Yeah, it has been great. I mean,
Yep.
you just got to look at Mick and what he's done over in
sure.
America for all those years, and
Yep.
even the way he rides over here. I mean, the guy's a legend. You go over to America and people ask you where you're from, and you say you're from Australia, and they always go, "Oh, do you know Mick?"
Really?
Yeah, it's unreal. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
That is cool. And to see what he's achieved in the sport is huge, and still part of it, still fast.
Yeah,
still
still
there
fast.
Sunday.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
yeah. What okay, so you got into seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Did you swap straight to a 450 or did you stay on a 250 senior? as a senior?
Both.
You did both.
Yeah, I did both for a
Yep.
few years, 250 and 450.
And how was it at the start? Was it a big learning curve to jump in?
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah.
When I turned senior, you had guys like Mick,
Yeah.
Luke Richards, Marty McNamara,
Yeah.
Cazzo. He was still racing full on at that time.
Yeah.
Jace Castles from Nudgee here in
Yeah.
Brisbane, and Luke Goff. He did a lot of
Yeah.
years in America too. I mean, you had all of those guys that had been around for a long time, and yeah, it was a big learning curve. But I think I was quite lucky, to be honest, to start racing as a senior with the likes of those guys.
So you're 22 now and a senior 16 in the
Yeah, that's right.
So we're talking, what's that, 6 years?
Yeah.
So like things like Troy Bayliss Classics
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, you would have been just, like I watched those, you would have
Yeah.
been just getting into the senior ranks there.
Yeah, that's right. I think the first Troy Bass Classic that I did, I was a junior still for that then. So I
Yep.
just rode in the junior support class.
Wow.
And
then-
I did 1 year as an all-star there, or 2 years maybe. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, that was a great event in itself. And what Troy did for the sport at dirt track was unreal.
yeah, it was huge. It was huge. And then things like the Moto Expos and stuff like
Yeah,
that. you know.
yeah, I was lucky enough to ride at a couple of those. Well, I rode at one down in Melbourne.
Yep.
And yeah, that was very cool.
Like when you've got people like yourself, Michael Kirkness, Paul Caslick, Jason Crump, Troy Bayliss,
Yeah.
obviously Luke Goff, and like it is it's quite a show.
Yeah, for sure.
You did the Phillip Island one too, didn't you?
I did, yes, at MotoGP down
MotoGP.
there. Yeah, that was awesome.
As a senior?
Senior, yeah.
Yeah, you would have
Yep.
been just on, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I
or
think I
something.
was 16 or maybe 17. Yeah.
How was that to go into racing? You had a couple of guys from America and stuff coming over for that.
Yeah.
Was that a big step? Do you feel?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Because I'd never really rode anything like that because it's more like the American style on that track down there at Phillip Island. And that was the first time kind of running the 19s on full dirt and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
having guys like Jared Mees there and I think maybe Jack Johnson was at Phillip
I think
Island
you're right.
too.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. So that's a fair
big-
learning curve.
big chunk, isn't it?
Yeah.
So your setup traditionally would have been a 21 and 18
Yeah, correct.
for pretty much the whole time.
For everything, basically.
Yeah.
Unless on, like, if you're at Tari or Kempsey or
Yep.
Gunnedah on the world track. But, yeah.
Yep. And did you feel comfortable getting onto the 19 straight away?
Not really. I mean, I was pretty aggressive with the old right hand on the throttle
Yep.
when I first started on the 450. I guess I was, younger kid, excited, racing against some quick guys and a bit too aggressive on the throttle, which definitely doesn't help when you're on 19s. But
No.
over the years, I guess, smoothed that out and changed my riding style a little bit and getting more comfortable now.
What, like, I know there's talk of it, and different fields talk of it about having 19s as like the tire just to have
Yep.
everywhere. Like,
Yep.
just put in a rule. This is what it's going to be. Stop people having different things.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
I think it'd be good
Yeah?
in the way that everyone's running on the same tyre.
Yep.
But then also, which a lot of people don't really look at it in the way, is that in America, and if you go to Canada or even Japan, racing dirt track over there, that's what the tyres are like.
Yep.
So you're better off, racing here in Australia, I think you're better off racing on them.
Just
to be
have
honest.
19s everywhere, whether
Yeah.
it be North Brizzy, my catcher if you're doing a day there or anything. Just
Yep.
run them. Yep.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
At least
think
I
it'd be
guess
great.
if everyone's on them, there's no complaints.
No, that's right, yeah.
You know, and
I mean, on our tracks here, like the 2118 is faster.
it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
on our dirt tracks, yeah,
Yep.
compared to the 1919. But
Yep.
then if everybody's on the 19s, well, just comes down to riding on those.
And I think for the other part, for the sport, it just saves a whole lot of people going out getting this wheel for this one for this one.
Yeah,
If you went out
that's
and
it.
just got a set of 19s and you could race everywhere, you're laughing.
Yeah, for sure. It makes it a little bit cheaper in the long run, and
Yep.
yeah, it's even. It's
Yeah.
great.
And that's a word that doesn't come out of people's mouth much about racing, is it makes it cheaper.
No,
Because it's not a cheap
that's right.
sport.
It's not, no.
How did you go with that? Like, you've had some pretty long term sponsors. Obviously, you've got McLeod's now with Fly Gear and stuff like that. Did they approach you, or how did that work at the start?
It all started from Wide Bay, pretty much. Most
Yep.
of all of the sponsors basically I have now.
Yep.
Started from there, either through KDM or just through Shane had like introduced us to the reps and stuff like that. That
Yep.
had come into the shop, and it all kind of went from there.
And it's pretty awesome because, like, if you look at your riding coming just as a senior to now, you pretty much had the same long term sponsors.
Yeah, correct.
Which is pretty cool to see because it's a
Yeah.
pretty tough market.
It is for sure, and I can't thank all of the people that have helped me out along the years and have stuck by me for that long. I mean, it's awesome, and we have great relationships with those guys that helped me out, and yeah, it's good, really good.
Like for you, like as a fan, like I just see you in Fly and KTM.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just resonates now. If you went to a Yamaha or Honda or whatever it may be, I don't know, it'd be just very different now.
It's
a long time.
Different. Yeah, I've rode KTM for a long time, and
Yep.
been with Fly for I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years now. So
Yep.
yeah,
Gear's good, eh?
yeah, great gear.
Yeah.
Unreal.
We like they helped me out of with my adventure business,
Yep.
McLeod's, and yeah, like we went through the bush multiple times in it now, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's some other brands that have been torn to shreds already, and
Yep.
it's not too bad, you know, and that's sort of
No.
the semi-race gear, the kinetic stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
it seems to be all right. So
Yeah, I like that gear.
It's
I
good
reckon
gear.
that's one of their best styles. Yeah.
I like it. I definitely do. Now, so you got Aussie title, senior Aussie title.
Mm-hmm.
When was that? And what was that on? What was the first one on?
The first senior Aussie I did was in 2015, I think it was.
Yep.
I was lucky enough when I raced, I finished the year as a junior. All of our titles were done, and then they had the senior Aussie in November or early December
Yep.
down at Tamworth at the showgrounds down there.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So yeah, I was actually at the AIS in Canberra that week beforehand with Stephen Gall and Paul Kaslik down there doing the coaching clinic that they used to run down there.
Oh, that development clinic.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. How was that?
Oh, unreal. I went to it twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think 2015 might have been the last year that they did it. But
so who'd they have there? Do you remember? Like, I know Stephen Gall and Paul Kaslik were the two coaches that they predominantly had.
Yeah.
Who
the
were some of the
first time I think I went there, it was Troy as well, Bayless. He was down there. Yeah.
Teaching everyone how to just be shredders.
Pretty much.
Yep. Did you see the other week his mountain bike race?
Yeah, unreal. That guy is crazy.
6-hour mountain bike race. It's pretty crazy. He's
he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, though, Troy. Yeah,
definitely got something else.
Yeah, he's helped me out a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say at the start, did he play a bit of a role in your racing it for a bit there as a senior as well?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Before we went to America in 2016,
Yep.
when I did the amateur dirt track championship over there,
Yep.
he, I guess I knew him through like the camp at the AIS,
Yep.
and then Ollie, his son, he was starting to do some dirt track, so
Yep.
kind of knew him from then. And I raced on the weekend at Curry, and then we called back into his place on the Goldie there on the Monday, and he helped hook me up with JD Beach, who I stay with over in America when I'm over there. So he was a big help in organising the trip, pretty much, to go over in 2016.
Is that right? And that's actually something I was going to get to. I was going to ask you how you got linked up with JD Beach.
Yeah, through Troy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'll get to that. I'll get to the America part soon. But so Troy helped you get there, eh?
He did, yeah, at the start. Yep.
What about so that year after the AIS? Now you've won this junior title.
Yep.
That year, and then you got to win the senior title at the end of the year. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think I won the under-19s, I think.
Right.
And I think I got second in the 250 and maybe like third or second in the 450 and maybe like a fourth or something like that.
It's a nice step up, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a pretty good weekend. That was crazy.
So that would have been your first senior.
Second race, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, I did a New South Wales long track title at Tamworth at their normal track at Oakburn Park. A couple weeks before that. Yeah.
Is that where Michael rode up around the tire wall?
No, that was at Gunnedah.
Was that
at the
Gunnedah, was it?
showgrounds there, yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, crazy, right? I did that in 2016 or 15. 16, I think.
At Gunnedah?
Yeah, they had a New South Wales long track title there. And yeah, I did that for a couple laps, and that's probably the fastest I've ever gone riding around there. It was crazy.
Mate, to see that, it's crazy. Do you like long track?
Yeah.
You actually do?
Yeah, I like long track.
So just the speed, or what is it?
Yeah, just the speed. Fast and throwing it sideways into the corner, I guess. But yeah, long track's not as easy to ride as what it looks, I guess.
No, I don't think it would be, hey?
It's easy to go fast down the straight, but it's all about your entry and how you come out of the turn.
So that was in 2015. You won a junior title and you won an under-19s.
Yep.
2016, you made the move to go up to the States.
Yes. Yep.
Man, you're just a senior.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's huge. I didn't think it was so close. You know.
No, I must have been in the end of 2014. That's when I must have turned senior because I did a whole year on the 450 here in Australia
before
I went over there. Yeah.
Right, and then so 2016, you head off over into the States.
Yep.
You win the Horizon Award.
Yeah, that was crazy.
How's that, mate?
Yeah, that was unreal.
Yep.
I mean, didn't have any expectations whatsoever. We were just never travelled overseas before.
Yep.
Never travelled anywhere really, unless it was in Australia, going to a racetrack pretty much. And then we go over there, and through the help of JD and the Gillum family, which that's where he lives, those guys were a big help. I mean, JD's been doing it ever since he was a kid, racing dirt tracks. So just the knowledge that he has.
Yep.
We did a few local races before the week of the amateurs, and it was unreal. It was awesome.
So, like, for people that don't understand, the AMA hand out the Horizon Award once a year to multiple disciplines. So there's dirt track, motocross, and road racing.
Yep.
dirt track, the first award was Nicky Hayden.
Yep.
And it's for amateurs, isn't it?
Yeah, for amateurs.
So the best amateur for the year gets this award.
Yeah, so they handed out just over that weekend.
Yep.
I think for motocross they do it for the Loretta Lynn's.
For Loretta, Loretta's, yep.
So I guess the amateur nationals for dirt track is kind of like the Loretta Lynn's for dirt track.
Yep.
And they hand that out at the end for the best rider that they think is suited to go pro the following year.
Man, it's unreal, like, that you got that. Like, it must feel pretty good. Like, you got Ben Spees, Nicky Hayden, Travis Pastrana, like people like this across the disciplines.
Yeah,
must have been a good thing for you.
Oh, it was pretty awesome. I didn't even know about it, to be honest.
Really?
That award, before we went over to America.
Yep.
And then when we were over there, we were in the printing shop where Kerry works, and JD and her are like, "Oh, you're gonna go for this award?" And we're like, "Oh, we don't know what that is." So anyway, like, they printed out a form and we signed up to it, and
wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, I'm the first and only international rider to be ever handed one of those awards.
Mate, well done.
Thank you.
That's huge. Like, it doesn't. It's a long way to go.
It is. It's a long way. Yeah.
What's the scene like over there? So 2016, you did 3 events over there.
We did the mile,
Yep.
the half mile, the short track, and the TT, 4 events.
How was it?
Yeah, great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you riding at that stage?
We had a stock KTM 450.
And when you say stock, are they proper stock?
Yes, yeah, because they have a class over there. It's called DTX.
Right.
So I rode the stock bike in the DTX, a 450 mod, and open modified. I rode 3 classes.
Yep.
And like in your air filter, on your air filter cage, there's wire on there, and you're not even allowed to take that out. So,
really?
Yeah, you got to use OEM wheels, OEM hubs.
Yep.
And the only thing that you can change is fuel.
Yep.
Suspension, and obviously put the 19s on, but you got to use OEM hubs.
Good way to get into it, isn't it?
Yeah, the cheapest way to get into it.
Yeah, for sure. Because some of the stuff would be like you start to progress through. Some of the motors would be pretty killer, wouldn't they?
Yeah, especially over there. I mean, that's like basically factory stuff that some people race for dirt track.
What was the competition like when you first went? Like, you've come from Australia. We're in 2015, 16. There's a lot of good riders floating around here.
Yeah, that's
What was it like jumping into the States?
The way I compare it, especially in the pro stuff, but even in the amateurs, it's like being a boxer and then go and do UFC.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's just like starting again.
Almost. Like, I mean, you know how to ride.
Foundations are there.
Yeah, the foundation's there, but I mean, the style is completely different, and the way you ride, and even the way they think about gearing is a lot different to us over here.
In what regards? Just
the way they set up their bike for the way it revs at like the end of the straight, or how it comes off the turn, or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. So, like, just completely different to what we do.
Pretty much. Yep.
Wow. And the 450 you had over there, was that was it exactly like identical to what you would have had here suspension wise?
No.
Or did they change it as well?
No, we were lucky enough. The person that was doing my suspension matters at the time in Australia, he was like a gold valve race line. Dave. His name is.
Yeah.
Race Tech, distributor.
Right.
And through that, he got us onto Jimmy Wood, who helps out Jared Mees. He now works for Olin's.
Yep.
And he sent Dave over some settings, and Dave built me a set of suspension.
Perfect. So you had that. You had that to take around.
I had that. Yep.
Yep. And did KTM help you out with the bike over there, or how'd that work?
No, they helped me out with the bike here. Yep. So we got the bike here, put the wheels in it, suspension in it.
Yep.
We bought the drum of fuel that I wanted to run over there.
Yep.
We got one of those from VP here in Australia, and got it dynoed because you're allowed to like tune the standard ECU.
Yep. Got
it dynoed, and then we got some support to ship it over. So we sent it overseas.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a mission.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge mission.
Yeah.
Who else was over there from Australia at that point?
Max was. That was the first year that he went over to.
So were you in the same sort of series, or how?
The exact same, yeah. Because the age groups are like a little bit different over there. He's a couple of years younger than me, but yeah, we rode in the same 3 classes.
And how was that competing with another Australian?
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Racing over there with like a fellow Aussie is pretty good. At least it was someone that you knew you could say hello to.
For sure. To have JD in your corner, was that a big thing?
Oh, massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got like at the Gillum's house, sorry, they've got like a little short track out the back, and just the knowledge that he's passed on to me over the years or helped me out. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to go back over without the help of JD.
Wow. So he's your riding style now, is it something reminiscent of him in a way because of all the riding with him?
A little bit, yeah. Not the exact same.
Yep.
Because they still ride like a little bit different over there to what we do over here.
Yep.
But it definitely changed my style in 2016 after hanging out with him and riding with him a lot.
When you came back here at the end of that, and you got the wins too, didn't you?
Yeah, so I won the 3 classes outright because it was like just an accumulation of points over the week. So yeah, I was lucky enough to win those 3 classes outright, and won the Horizon Award.
Man, that's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What's the scene like? Like you go to a Loretta Lynn's of flat track. What's the scene like? Like how many people? What happens there?
It's pretty much like your normal, I guess, AMA dirt track or similar to our Aussie title.
Yep.
But I mean, some people, they've got like massive big motorhomes and a bike for each day.
Serious.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like pretty much full, almost like factory basically. Some of the guys over there, even at amateur level. Yeah,
it's crazy. And
unreal.
You get back over here. You've jumped into the UFC ring of dirt track. You get back over here, end of 16. Mm-hmm. How had you progressed as a rider?
Oh, heaps.
Really?
Yeah, heaps. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely like a much smoother rider.
Yeah.
Which helps a lot over here. Well, I mean, it helps anywhere, but yeah, changed a lot. Yeah.
And what were the races at the end of the year for that? Do you remember?
I think I did an Aussie at Raymond Terrace when I came back.
Yep.
And maybe like the Queenslands or a couple of New South Wales titles or something like that.
Something like that. Now, when you were in the States, you got hooked up with Roger Lee Hayden for a bit too, didn't you?
Yeah, because they're from Kentucky as well.
Yep. And you based yourself in Kentucky?
In Owensboro, yep.
Okay, so same town as
them. So that's where like Nicky and Roger and Tommy, that's where all they're from. So, yeah, I was lucky enough actually because at that time Roger was still road racing in Moto America, and so was JD at that time.
Yep.
And another couple guys, Jake Lewis and Nick McFadden, that road race over there.
Yep.
So, I mean, that was their job. So, and I was over there just racing. So we hung out all the time and went cycling and rode all the time. So,
how was that?
Oh, I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah. Where was your fitness at compared to someone, say, like a Roger Lee? How did you feel getting into it?
Oh, down.
Really?
Down a lot, yeah.
Because you're probably 17, maybe 18.
Yeah, just turned 18, yeah.
Just turned 18, so you've got youth, but their fitness level would be pretty incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I learned a lot from those guys, just training over there and the way they train and just the way they are.
Yep.
And, like I look up to JD a lot and, it was a great experience. I was lucky enough, too, to go riding at the track that Earl has, their dad, at his place there, where Roger and Nicky cut a lot of laps. So, I was lucky enough to go riding there one day too. It's pretty awesome. Sunset Downs.
Mate, that would have been incredible.
It was, yeah.
Did you get to meet Nicky?
No, he was away racing, at that time. Yeah.
But Roger Lee, that would have been a huge thing to get out riding with him and that because he's so fast on the tracker as well.
Yeah, especially being their home track.
For sure.
It was good. It was pretty crazy over there too when we went to their place. Old Earl, he was still out.
Yep.
And Earl and another guy, I guess it was like their gardener or something like that. Yeah. They'd just sit beside the track with a board, like a clipboard, your name written down and stopwatches along the top of the clipboard, and they'd time every lap that you did.
And you can just imagine, like you've gone over there in 2016. Mm-hmm. You can just imagine in 96, 97, Earl would have been doing exactly the same thing for the same people, just sitting there with a stopwatch. And they've committed their life to that.
Oh, yeah. He probably still does it today. He sits out there and
he would
times.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how was Kentucky?
Yeah, great. It's a great place over there.
So-
It's like a farming town, so
Yep.
it's not quite as busy as in the cities and stuff like that, and the people are friendly, and
Yep.
yeah, the roads are pretty quiet when you're out cycling. It's good.
So good place to sort of base yourself to train
Yeah.
and stuff. Good
Yeah.
climate.
Yeah, good climate. I mean, it's cold
Yeah.
when you go over there in March. I mean, it's freezing. It's like max 4 degrees, drizzly
damn.
rain. It's quite pretty miserable, but in the summertime, yeah, it's awesome.
Bit different to what we're used to.
Oh, yeah.
And did your training increase as well when you got over there? Like, did you find any holes in your program? Like, say what you came from here to going over there. Did you pick up different training methods from JD and that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they cycled a lot at that stage.
Yep.
So yeah, well, like when I got back, I obviously started cycling a lot more and stuff like that,
Yep.
and yeah, I guess my diet probably changed a little bit too, to be honest.
Like better?
Better, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
for sure, yeah.
Because not many people, unless you're an athlete like yourself, go to America and say their diet's gotten better.
No, that's right, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no, that's really cool to hear. So you come back 2017, rode here, or did you go back for a bit? You did a couple of years in a row, didn't you?
No, in at the end of 2016, I got an invite to go, and they had like a RC 390 class, cup class. In
Road
Moto-
bikes.
Yeah, in road
Yep.
bikes in Moto America. And they'd invite a couple of people to ride them, whether it be like motocross or flat track or
Yep.
enduro, whatever. So I was pretty lucky. Chris Fillmore,
Yep.
who used to run that team, who now runs the KDM dirt track team, he asked me, or I got invited to go over and do a race over there in New Jersey.
Wow.
On the road bike. So I'd never rode a road bike before, but I was lucky enough to KDM let me borrow one for a while, a 390, and went down to the go-kart track, Extreme Go-Karts on the Gold Coast, and it's kind of at the same time where Ollie was just starting on a 300 Bales. So I used to go down there riding with him and Troy, and yeah, take a couple of days off work and go down there riding during the week, and yeah, Troy helped me out a lot.
Holy crap. So that's how you got into the road stuff for a
Yeah,
bit?
that's how I got into that for a little bit, yeah.
So did Chris Fillmore reach out to you?
Yep.
Because he's a handy racer in his own.
He was, yeah. Supermotard back in the day.
Supermoto and Pikes Peak racer.
Yeah.
Does that as well.
Yep.
So, wow. And how was that racing? Was it New Jersey?
New Jersey, yeah.
What's the track in New Jersey?
Pretty, I mean,
I'm just trying to think what it's called.
I can't remember actually.
remember?
I think it's some with an M.
So that's when you went back again. So you come home.
Yeah, and then later on in the year, I went back again in 2016.
Yeah, right. And then you got the 390. How'd you go in it?
Oh, I mean, not that good, to be honest.
Well, it's your first time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first race I ever did. Other than that, I'd only been like basically riding at the go-kart track with
Yep.
Troy.
Mate.
So yeah, it was an eye-opener for sure. But yeah, I mean, it was a great experience, and
Yep.
got to meet a lot of people. I mean, I got to meet Wayne Raining because he's involved in Moto America, so
Yep.
got to talk to him a little bit, and
How
it
was
was a
that?
great experience. Yeah, it
How was
awesome.
he?
Yeah, good. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Yeah.
I got to meet him at Laguna Seca the other year
Oh, yeah.
as well, and he is the most amazing person. Hey, like just calm and cool
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
very nice person.
Yeah, he sure is. Yeah.
Did you have any influences grow? Like obviously you didn't start into racing, but did you have anyone that you looked to that was like, I want to be like that person?
To be honest, not really.
No?
No, because I guess I didn't come from a racing family, so
No.
I didn't really know any racing or stuff like that. But the biggest influences I've had over my time has been like the likes of Kazo and Stephen Gorman.
Yep.
He's such a nice guy, and he's always happy to pass on some wisdom.
Yep.
And then Troy too. I mean, Troy's been a great help over the years as well with little bits and pieces. And then probably, like I said before, the person I look up to the most is JD
Yep.
right now, to be honest, yeah.
He's back. He's not doing any of the Moto America stuff anymore, is he?
No,
Back on flat track.
the series over there is kind of struggling a little bit at the moment with teams and stuff like that. So, yeah, now he just does the flat track.
Is he like you see him on? I watch the coverage over there.
Yep.
Is he as relaxed as he is on TV?
I don't know.
He just seems like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest guys you'd
Yep.
ever meet too.
Yep.
I mean, him and like Kerry and Frankie Gillum, Hayden Gillum, he was a road racer. He actually raced in the production twins class on the weekend there at Springfield. I mean, those guys, they're the nicest people
Just
you'd
good
ever
people.
meet. Oh, yeah. They take you in like your own when you're, like they take you in like they're their own over there. It's, yeah, like you're part of the family. It's really cool.
Ah, that's awesome. So you did the thing over there in New Jersey.
Yep.
Now, I've got some photos of you racing here on road bikes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So did that spark something to go into road or what?
Yeah, then when I came back, at the start of 2017, I was planning on going back to America to do some dirt track, and got a phone call from John Hafey.
Oh, yeah.
And through KTM, they were starting up a little bit of a team over here on the 390s. So I decided to stay and do road racing. I road raced for 2 years.
How was that?
Oh, man, it was a big learning curve.
Yeah. Because you can ride a bike, but it's a total different thing again.
Oh,
isn't
it's a total different ball game, yeah. Yep.
So there was you and Seth. Is that right? It was around that time as well? That Seth
No,
comes through?
Seth came a little bit later.
later? Yeah.
He came in more like 2018, maybe the end of 2017.
Yep.
But in that year in 2017, on the little bit of a team that was going, is myself, Billy Van Erd, and Max Croker.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And how was it? Was it good fun though, apart from the learning curve? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good fun. I liked riding.
What was the hardest part of it? Coming across from dirt track?
Probably just trying to learn the suspension. I mean, they were quite new, like the RC 390s. No one had really raced them too much before here in Australia. And just trying to learn the different feeling you would get and what was going on with the suspension was definitely the hardest part, and trying to set it up correctly.
And just the grip, I guess, as well. That's a huge part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just the actual mechanical grip the bike's got.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And what was that ASBK?
ASBK, yep.
So you travelled around for the series with it?
Yeah.
No. Yep.
Yep.
No, it's a good sport. Do you ever have any desire to go back and try it?
I'd probably like to go back and maybe do like a track day at Morgan Park one day, but I mean, I'd keep my options open for sure.
For sure.
As far as racing goes, I'm not too sure.
Do you have a good relationship with John?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
He's actually going to be one of the guests coming up.
Oh, right.
So
Cool.
yeah, it'd be cool because he's been around and
He's been around for a very long time.
he's seen some different things. So he'd be cool to have. So now, so then you went straight back into dirt track after 2 years, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I still race dirt track over here.
Yep.
And then in 2019 we went back to America.
And had you learnt much between 16 and 19 when you went back over? Did you
Yeah, a
feel?
little bit. Well, I was riding a lot more on the 19s and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely changed a little bit.
And was 19 a good season over there? Or a good time over there?
It was a good time, yeah.
Yep.
I would have liked to have done a little bit better than what I did.
Yep.
But like from the amateurs to the pros is a massive step up. Yeah, I don't think people quite realise how much of a step up it is.
Tell me, how is it? Like, what's different?
When you're racing against like Esserton Racing or team like Richie Morris Honda and a few of the other teams over there, and just I mean like guys that have been doing it since they're 5. I mean that's all they know, and that's it. Like I mean they don't have jobs, most of them. That's just all they do is just race flat track.
All their eggs are in that basket, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And once you get to pro, what you can change motors and stuff class wise? I guess there's a lot you can do. Hey.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like over here where you can modify your bike and change more of that. I mean they have a lot of rules and stuff like that of what you can and can't do, but you still can do a fair bit and stuff like that. Yeah.
And so you went on the 450 in 19 again?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I still race that same 2016.
Oh, was it?
It stayed over there the whole time, yeah.
With the suspension, everything on it? Just
Yeah, well, I got a guy over there to do the suspension now.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty much the same bike. I mean, it's had a little bit of engine work done to it, but basically the same bike, yeah.
As before?
Yep. It just hangs out in JD's barn.
Really?
And
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So it's always there if you ever want to go back
Yeah,
again.
that's right, yeah.
So
I mean, it's ready to go right now because we're like at the start of this year, we're in Daytona. We're setting up in the pits on the Friday, ready to race on the Saturday. So I could fly over there tomorrow and she's good to go.
So same deal. We'll get to it.
Yep.
Actually, we'll get to it now. We can do whatever. You got there this year, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I was over there in March. Yep.
Man. And you have plans to be there for a while too.
For a few races, yeah.
And then obviously what's happened is struck.
Yep.
So they didn't race the Daytona Sunday, did they? So what happened there? How did it happen?
Well, during the week, On the Wednesday, I think it was, we rode at Volusia. They did a TT race there.
Right.
So we rode there, and then like on the Thursday, just washed the bike, got it ready to go.
Yep.
And then on the Friday was the day that you could get your passes and to like get your entry into the track.
Yep.
So yeah, Friday afternoon we were setting up in the pits, and then there's supposed to be like a riders briefing at, I think it was like 6 o'clock or something like that. And I think it was like around 4:30 or something. They called everybody in and said, "Sorry guys, we're gonna have to cancel it."
Man, that's crazy. Was there rumours floating around about it?
A little bit, because
Yeah.
they'd already said no spectators.
Yeah.
And I mean, at that stage, it was kind of everything was starting to happen with Corona and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think basketball was almost cancelled, and NASCAR was starting to cancel races and stuff like that. So it was kind of when it was all happening.
Man, have you done Daytona before that?
Yeah, the year before I rode at
Year before?
Daytona. Yeah.
What's it like?
Oh, it blows your mind, that
Really?
place. It is so cool.
What's the banking like? Like, I've had a family friend go to there
Oh, yeah.
and say about the banking. What is
Yep.
the banking like? Is it just crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, it's hard to walk along.
It's that steep.
Yeah, because where they have the track, you
Yeah.
actually cross the finish line. Our finish line is the finish line of the NASCAR.
Because you come back up around on the bitumen up on
Yeah,
it,
that's
and
right.
then flip into that really sharp turn back.
Yeah,
in, eh?
yep. So like coming off the banking,
Yep.
back down into that sharp left turn,
Yep.
you start to slide a little bit, but then the banking just pulls you back in straight. So you just basically ride in there straight because it doesn't have enough. The bike won't go uphill. Yeah,
Man, that must be weird.
yeah, it is a weird feeling.
Is it a fun place to ride though?
Yeah, extremely cool. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, just being like Daytona, like NASCAR Mecca, basically. It's pretty cool. Being
And the
there.
tail end of Daytona Bike Week.
That's right. Yeah,
Traditionally,
it's
the last
part of Bike Week.
Bike Week. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
one of the last. I think they had the Daytona 200 for the super bikes.
Yeah,
And then the flat track. I think that's the last. sort of bit of
yeah,
it.
they're the last events. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. Just seeing all the different bikes riding around town
For
and
sure.
stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Big part, like it's a big party for people too. Like it's like a Sturgis, or this. Everyone
Yeah.
rides to that part of the country, and
Yep.
it's a huge thing.
It is. Yeah, it's massive.
What other places have you ridden that are like that? Like, have you done Springfield?
No.
What else have you done?
So the only pro races that I've
Yep.
done was at Daytona and Atlanta.
Yep.
But then I've rode in like Indianapolis and
Yep.
Greenville in Ohio and a couple other places. Yeah.
Do you enjoy traveling just around the, like racing's a cool thing, but you're doing something really cool traveling around this
Yeah.
awesome place.
Oh yeah.
Do you enjoy
yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's great fun. Yeah.
You get a chance to actually see it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. What's been a highlight over there?
Just pretty much every trip, basically, just being there. That's
Yep.
a big enough of a highlight in itself. I mean, it's cool. It's what you want to do. It's like what you've
Yep.
been dreaming of doing for like a few years now and stuff like that. So yeah, over there, just racing, training, riding, ride whenever you want during the week. It's just living the dream, pretty much.
It's what you work hard for.
Yeah, that's it.
So now you're a carpenter too.
Yep, correct.
So I guess you work damn hard doing that,
Yep.
Save up.
Swinging off hammers.
swinging off hammers, and then you get to go over there for a few months and get to do exactly what you want to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so 2018, 19, sort of in between, went back twice to the States, eh?
No, just once in 2019.
19. Okay, so 19. And was that another good experience for you over there? You
Yeah,
enjoyed it?
well, that was
Yeah.
that was my first time in the pro
In the pros.
races. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Good experience, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
And who do you remember who your competitors were at that point? Who you had in your class, and who were you dicing with or anything?
Dalton Gaultier, he was there at that time.
Right.
Shayna, I mean, she's unbelievable. Shayna Texter, she's
Yeah.
unbelievable on like the half miles.
What makes her so good?
I don't know.
She's got some incredible skill, eh?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, she struggles a lot on the TTs, but on the half mile or the mile, yeah, I don't know. I guess she just has a great race sense
Yeah.
for on those bigger tracks.
Just really good racecraft.
Yeah, for sure.
She's obviously KTM Factory. Did
Yeah.
you get a chance to have a look inside KTM Factory at the time? Or
Nah, I mean,
No.
we just like looked at the bikes and stuff like that, but yeah.
what a setup, hey?
Oh, crazy.
Like when they did their press launch, might have been last year. I just looked at what
Yeah,
they've got.
with like the Moto 3 pipe on it and
Everything,
stuff like
it's
that. It's awesome.
It's just a legit factory racer.
That's
you
right,
know?
yeah.
What do you know? Any like in the 450s? What sort of horsepower some of those factory bikes would be putting out on the big track?
Oh, I mean, probably high 60s.
High 60s?
Yeah.
What about here? Like, don't say a race bike, but a standard 450, maybe a 54 or something?
Yeah, mate. I think KTMs are a little bit more out of the box. A little
Out
bit
of the box?
higher, yeah.
Yeah.
Like high 50s, yeah.
Do you, like, say your race bike, do you have to do much to it to make it a race bike?
Nah, not really.
Pretty good from the factory now, eh?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. I mean, they got enough horsepower, and I mean, dirt track's all about getting that horsepower to the ground. So you don't want too much, otherwise it's too hard to ride, and you end up being slower. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny sport like that, eh?
Yeah. I mean, people from the outside, they think, oh, you need big horsepower and stuff like that. But you don't.
You need usable horsepower.
That's right, yeah.
Where do you see dirt track heading in Australia?
I mean, it's been in a little bit of a lull for the last couple of years, but hopefully with the new MA CEO or president, Peter Doyle, I think it can go on its rise back up. I mean, you got a lot of young kids. I mean, 2 or 3 of them the last couple of years have been going over and doing the amateur dirt tracks itself. So, I mean, I think it can go on a rise, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Peter Doyle, obviously, technically is unreal. Like, he was Matt Milladin's crew chief for all the years and done lots of different things within the sport.
Yeah, and just like has the sport at heart too, which
does.
I think is important. Yeah.
If someone can do it, I feel it's going to be him and the team that he's putting around him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it'd be great to see it back up to where it has been, sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Back to what it was a few years ago when Troy was running like the Troy Bayliss Classics and stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
For sure. Would you? Did you ever get to have a ride on any of the twins over in the States?
No.
Never?
Nah, never.
Is that something you'd ever want to do?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be
It is?
awesome. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Those people, like the people that get into that sort of thing, well, they'd have to pay their ride into basically like a GP idea, isn't it?
Yeah, some of them do, yeah.
Is that right? Yep.
Yeah.
So you buy into it, and then you can go from there.
Basically, yeah.
How much faster is a 450? Is a twin to a 450 over there? Like, is it just? I've never been to a flat track in the States. What's it like to watch?
Yeah, they're a lot faster, yeah.
Just heaps.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, maybe on like a short track or something like that, the 450s are pretty close, but the twins are still faster. I mean, they're purpose built for racing flat track. Like the new Indian, they purpose built that for flat track.
Yep.
The Harley and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful machines too.
Oh, amazing. The craftsmanship in them is unreal.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you look at there's a James Rispoli's machine that he's got at the moment. Like, just you sit back and look at the 750 and it's like, wow, that is
they're amazing.
lovely machine. So, and so 2020, obviously we're here now.
Mm-hmm.
You had plans to race in the States for how many races was that?
I had 3 booked in
Yep.
at that stage. It was like 5 or 6 weeks I was going to be over there for, and had 3 pro races, I should say, and we were going to do like a few other races and stuff like that, with plans to go back, because they changed the rule, and to go back like the following year you have to do like a minimum of 6 races over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to keep your pro license. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we had like plans to go back, because I'd like to go back like in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So we had plans to go back and do a few more races over there to at least get the 6, but they were all grouped up in like June, July, so we could have done like another 4 or 5 over there.
Yep.
But obviously with everything going on, that's been put on hold.
So I'm guessing there'll be an exemption because of that, hey? There'd have to be some sort of rule.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I mean, if we can get back over there next year,
Yep.
maybe depends what's going on with travel and everything like that. I mean, who knows at this stage, but I'd hope there's an exemption, otherwise I'll be just racing in Australia, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
it's just such a...
It makes it hard for... I'm not too sure. I think they did it to maybe make it a little bit more professional or something like that, but I mean, it's hard for international riders to go over there, yeah. If you don't have the money behind you to stay over there for long periods of time, I mean it's hard, yeah.
Mate, that's... Yeah, I didn't know that would be the case.
Yeah, it's only a new rule, yeah.
So 6 races you've got to do to keep you...
Yep.
Keep it. Wow.
Yeah.
And, What would be the key races for you to do if you did go back over?
Just
next
any
year?
of them.
Just any you're happy to do?
Yeah, any of them, yeah.
Yep. And what about in Australia? Like this year, is there an Aussie title? Has anything been said? Do you know?
Yeah, well, we're supposed to have one in September and one in October, Aussie. They've cancelled the one in September.
Was that the track title? Or whatever
Yeah,
it
was a track title at Tamworth.
Yep.
So they've cancelled that, and then we're supposed to have a dirt track Aussie at Canberra in October, and they've moved that to November.
Yep.
But I mean, everything else has been cancelled.
Yep.
All the other Aussies, like juniors and stuff like that. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, fingers crossed it can go ahead.
Yeah.
That Tamworth one was shaping up to be good too.
Yeah, new track.
Yep.
I mean, that was the first time that anyone would have raced there before. So yeah, it would have been awesome.
I know they got heaps of news coverage. They got, you know, it was a huge thing for Tamworth for one thing, and it would have been great to have it there. But
yeah, for sure.
Next year, mate.
Hopefully.
Next year. What's an average day for you as an athlete look like? What do you do?
Wake up in the morning, have some breakfast, go to work.
Yep. Go to work as a chippy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Work all day and then train for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in the afternoon, and eat some dinner and go to bed and do it all again.
How often are you riding?
Pretty much just on the weekends.
Just weekends. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have a place you get? Like, have you got a place up home that you ride, or do you just have to go to a North Brizzy or
just go to a North Brizzy or a ride park or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Good. That's the thing I see about the American riders that has been a big thing as well, as most of them have got places, hey?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, but that's their job, so
Yep.
they're lucky enough that they get to ride during the week and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's pretty lucky. It's pretty awesome when you get that opportunity to do that.
For sure, mate. Well, thanks so much for coming in.
No worries, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Is there anything else you want to run through, mate?
Not really. I mean, I'm just thankful that I get to race, and I like to thank everybody that's helped me and mentored me and coached me over the years, and my sponsors that have stuck by me for all these years, and obviously my mum and dad. You know, you can't do anything as you're starting off without your mum and dad and their support. So yeah, thank you, and thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Nah, it's cool, mate. I'm a big fan. It's cool to have you in here, and we'll have to try and get you onto one of these other V twins over here and see how you go.
Sounds good. I like to ride one of those. Yeah.
It'd be cool to see you on one and just to see what it can actually do. You see me putter around and egg and spoon it. It'd be cool to see you on one just to see, mate. So at some point, that'd be pretty. I don't know how to go with KTM, but we'll have to try and figure that out. I think that'd be right.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But thanks for coming in, mate. And take care, and we'll see you around.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.